Folks, here looking around Times Square. We just got a kilo of chicken from our folks. Our buddy Maning's on station over there chilling. And time for alright, so she just told him they were cooking. So he knows we're gearing up. Not much going on around Times Square. That's how we start the night right there. That sun goes down about the time we close up the shops here on Times Square, my friends. Hanging out here with my boy, Lil Force G. And he loves playing with that Mangueira. Hey boy, what you on that tennis ball? Yeah, he loves playing with the Mangueira. I mean, you just made a bucket with that tennis ball. Yeah, folks, today I worked on a couple videos, made some phone calls. I woke up early this morning though. I woke up probably about 4 o'clock. And you know, I just did that video where the ladies were complaining. They ate my meal last night, but they didn't like it because it had cheese and butter. And they just not down with no cheese casserole. They like the tuna part of it. But you know, if I just put tuna and vegetables in there, a little soy sauce, they'd have loved it. They weren't down with the cheese, that combination. Because they're not used to eating cheese. I'm used to eating cheese. I'm not used to eating balut.
I used to eat balut.
They're used to eating balut. That's what they're into. So it's just cultural differences. The only thing about it, I guess one of the reasons I kind of did that video, I mean, it was a spur of the moment thing, but I said, you know what, let me show you a lesson. And maybe some of you guys thought I was an asshole because I was ragging on their balut, but hey, they were ragging on my fucking okra and my cheese. And so I had to throw it back on them. I had to, you know, put it back on them and say, hey, listen. When I'm trying to explain to these ladies, you know, there's not just one culture in play here. Yes, I'm in their country. And when you're new, kid right back on. When you're new to traveling the world, or you're new to a multicultural, is that what we call it? Multicultural relationship, interracial relationship. I don't know what you consider, you know, what is it considered, right? I'm an American, she's Filipino. There's two cultures there's two cultures involved here. I guess what I'm trying to say, right? Who gives a fuck what you call it? But the thing about it is, everything should be 50-50. She should learn some of my culture. I should learn some of her culture. But when you're new, you try to go out of your way to bend over backwards to accommodate your Filipino girlfriend or your Thai girlfriend or your Cambodian girlfriend, etc. But at some point you have to realize, okay, and they have to realize, and you need to put this to them early on, or you're just going to go down the same path I did. The path of just learning shit the hard way. The path of realizing that it's not fair to me that I've been to her culture 100% or 90%, whatever number, the disproportionate number when you try to bend and, you know, you try to adapt to their culture and it's all about them. That's not fair to you. You'll try to go down that path initially, and it's the wrong path to go down, and it's the wrong precedent to set, trust me. Because here's the thing. I'm American. I grew up American. I grew up in a certain culture. I'm not gonna fucking change. I grew up in the South of America, right? Southern states. I'm a country redneck. You could transplant me to Boston for 10, 20 years, I'm still going to be a southern redneck. So if you're going to come to, you know, go to another country such as the Philippines or Thailand and think that you are going to become Thai or you know, Filipino or Cambodian or Laotian, it's not going to happen. That's not who you are. You can immerse yourself in somebody else's culture. You can do that, and you'll over time start you know, doing things that they do, start, you know, eating the food that they eat, the way they eat. But it's not, you're not going to be 100% just reinvented as a citizen of that country. You are who you are. So that's a long bunch of filler words to basically say,
Come here.
I'm American. I'm not Filipino. I'm not apologizing to anybody for that. Yeah, I'm here in the Philippines. But what I tell these ladies is once you step across that threshold of that door where I pay rent, that's the motherfucking kingdom of Marcos. Okay? Now I'm considerate of their culture, of their wants, their likes, their dislikes, of their food, how they want to eat. But the problem is it's not reciprocal. Let's just throw it out there and start the debate. Okay, a Filipina wants to eat what she wants to eat, and she could give two shits about my taste buds. Because they are not culinary adventurous, especially a girl from the village. They're not. They have a very limited palate. They don't want to deviate. They don't want to try new shit. They want to eat their fish, rice, soy sauce, magic syrup. That's pretty much it. So what you have to do, you gotta explain to these ladies, hey, we're gonna try to make it as 50-50 as possible, but I'm not eating no goddamn rice and soy sauce every night. Why? I'm not Filipino. Simple. There's no need for any further explanation. But these girls here, they're gonna do whatever they can do to get the taste that they want, and they really don't give a shit about your taste buds. Trust me. I love this girl. I love Helen of Troy. But they are constantly jockeying together on ways to make sure they're cooking what they want to eat. And they gang up on me. And sometimes I have to just put my foot down and say, no, we're not eating fucking fish and rice tonight. We're gonna have fucking spaghetti with beef or pork or chicken, whatever the hell I want to do. And that's the way it's gotta be. So I did that video today. Those chicks did not like my food from last night. And folks, I know it's loud out here. Between an air conditioner, a loud ass Filipina, the loud ass tricycles going by. If you don't like loud, if you don't like people being loud, you're not going to enjoy the Philippines. You're really not. If you can't stand roosters crowing, loud fucking bored out mufflers on piece of shit motorbikes coming by, interrupting your sleep all night, you're not going to like the Philippines. But anyhow, so they didn't want to eat my cheese. I guess I was drinking last night. I was pretty well lit. My buddies brought me some beer and some Evan Williams whiskey. I was tanked up. Since I was tanked up, I really didn't pay too much attention to their objections and their complaints and yada 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 about not liking my food last night. But this morning, what she did, and she's pretty smart about it, she got up this morning, and before I could say, hey, we're just gonna have those leftovers, because there was quite a bit of it, I made a huge pot of it. She threw that stuff in a container and ran it over to our buddy Maning, gave him all of it. Well, there was plenty for Maning, for me, for them. There's plenty to go around. I had to... The louder the muffler, the dumber the operator. That applies here in this country. It's not the same as Harley's riding up down the interstate. It's right here in your fucking face. It's in your face 24/7, where you can't sleep, you can't think, you can't hear each other. 24 fucking 7. Dude can't pay his utong, his fucking 50-cent utong at the fucking Sorry store, but he can go bore out these fucking pipes and ruin my fucking sleep patterns. Welcome to the Philippines. You gotta either love it or go home, right? So, yeah, she was smart about it. She got the food out of the house. It left the building before I could put my foot down and say, no, that's what I want to eat. You know, and then they hustled me for some money for some pork. They made their pork dish with the mungo beans. Nasty. Absolutely horrible. So I had a horrible meal this morning. And I'm the one who bought the beans. I was going to make the beans my style. And when I told them that, another smart blocking move on their part is when I told them I'm going to cook the beans, what did they do? They went in there and cooked the beans the way they wanted to cook them and block my ass. So if I go in there and say, oh, I'm gonna cook this, they start thinking they don't want to eat it. They're going to try to go in there and cook it before I can get in the kitchen, right? Before I think about it anymore. And so that's just a slice of my life. Sometimes it's frustrating. Just simple things as what are we gonna cook, how we're gonna cook it, how we're gonna season it. There's constant disagreements. When I was at Horizon, and me and J-Dog talked about this, we said, you know what, the best way, maybe I put this in a video. All right, got the brung eye folks coming around, policing everybody up, telling them to get the hell out of Dodge. When I was at Horizon, the best way in Angeles, the best way I dealt with meals is you just gave them the money and said, you guys go eat what the fuck you want. And I'm going to eat what I want to eat. And so they would go out to wherever the hell they're going to go, you know, bring back their little, you know, they go do this number here, you know, see what I had to offer and come back with like 3 little plastic bags worth their food and rice. They'd chow down. I'd take my ass next door to the sandwich shop and get a damn U.S. style sub sandwich at what's it called, Blanchette's. Excellent sandwich place, folks, right there next to Horizon Tower. If you go up Fields Avenue, Horizon Tower is on the left, and then on the other side of the wall is I think it's called Blanchette's American Style Deli. But that was when there was no arguments about food, no discussion, no planning involved. The easiest thing to do was to just separate the meals. Obviously, we're locked down. We can't do that here. And it's kind of clash, you know. It's kind of clash because we're eating every meal together. They don't want to eat my style of food. I don't want to eat their style of food. So it's been a huge compromise. All right, enough talking about food. Well, I'll say this. Okay. I bought some lettuce yesterday at the market. And I don't get a lot of lettuce because it's expensive. Most of the time it don't look right. It comes from Baguio, they say. So yesterday I got that head of lettuce. Looked pretty good. So I told the ladies tonight, I said, look, I want a chicken salad. Fried chicken salad. We're gonna do grill, but she's just gonna cook it in there. So I told them, you know, cook the chicken, everything else, just slice it up, put it on a plate. Don't cook it. They're just like looking at me like, we're not gonna cook it? No. You chop up the lettuce, slice up the vegetables, and then you can pick and choose what you want to put on the salad. They're still like looking at me. I finally had to write down the instructions. They're clear. And so I'm gonna have a nice chicken salad tonight. And believe it or not, I have some ranch dressing. Now it's like a light something off-brand. I don't know how it's gonna taste, but folks, I'm gonna have a salad tonight. I'm gonna show you. I'm excited because the last time I had a salad, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you when the last time I had a salad, good salad. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, of course you got tired of playing. He's tired, you know. When babies are playing, they get tired. They start being clumsy. Of course, he busts his head up against the wall. I mean, no blood or no big knot or nothing, but it still hit his head. So it was time for him to go in, get a shower. Get ready for dinner. And you know, it's quiet. Other than the dogs barking. Kenny Rogers playing in the background. I'm just sitting here just watching the silhouette of the sunset. Let me just show you what I'm talking about so you can see. It's fucking beautiful. And now she turned the air con back on, so got some more ambient noise. What a beautiful night. It's just a cool breeze coming through here. I'm on about my third beer, I think, of the night. Now, of the day, shit, about my 10th beer, to be honest. This morning when I woke up at, I think I mentioned it before, but I woke up at like 4 in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't feel bad because I was drinking Heineken and that Evan Williams. But I decided to go ahead and get up. Took a piss down a Heineken and said, fuck it, let me get to work. Let me get this video edited from yesterday's walking tour. You know, walk back from the Walter Mart. I got that done. I was on like my 4th beer by the time the ladies woke up. That's just the way it is. People walk by and they see me holding this camera. They're like, what the hell is that dude doing up there? It's kind of funny. Most people around here by now, they know me as the blogger. And I got a lot of subscribers around here. But the people who don't, I guess when they walk by and they see some dude holding a big ass camera up, they're like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Yeah, it's a little forced. You got his shower and he'll play in the inside playroom till dinner's ready. And then we'll eat and then go watch some TV. Me and him gonna watch a good documentary tonight. I'm not sure what the topic's gonna be. You know, it's like at this point, I think everybody, this Chinese bat research virus is old news. It's old news. People are tired of playing this game. You know, I look around here, and after the brown guy will come by and everybody will close up, but then like the minute they head down the street, everybody comes out. They're not wearing masks. They're just like looking around the corner. They're tired of this shit. Fuck a mask ain't gonna protect you. You know, it reminds me this time. I'll tell a quick story about Iraq. We had this interpreter named Jaime. And Jaime was a character. Jaime just didn't give a fuck about protocol, the rules. He was sort of a burly guy, never fucking shaved. I don't remember his full story. To be honest, I don't remember if he was living in the US and he was one of those level terps, or if he was... Shit, I have to like think back, really. Because you had 2 different types of interpreters, right? Those from the US who made, you know, 150 to 200 grand a year. And your local terps who made 5 grand a year. Anyhow, Jaime, he's sort of a burly guy, fucking scraggly ass, 3-4 day beard all the time. Had a fucking Kevlar that was like extra fucking small for his big watermelon head. Never had it snapped, right? This guy was fucked up like a soup sandwich. Didn't have a fucking care in the world. And of course, contrast that to everybody else around them, you know, all the Marines and contractors and everybody else. When you go out, you're wearing fucking Nomex clothing, you're wearing fucking body armor, Kevlar, fucking iPro. I mean, I think the biggest fucking crime you could ever commit in Iraq or Afghanistan was not to wear your fucking iPro. It's like a death penalty case. Ridiculousness, really. So anyhow, when Jaime would roll out with us, this dude, he would show up late. You know, he's supposed to be wearing a flight suit. You know, the Marines wore the frog gear. I don't even remember what the fuck that stands for right now. But they wore the new, you know, digital camo, the frog gear. And I was wearing a flight suit, and so all the Terps were supposed to be wearing flight suits because they were Nomex. You know, it'll give you a couple seconds of time to get out of a fucking MRAP or a Humvee if that motherfucker gets hit. So it does give you some level of protection. At least that's what they say. But I tell that whole big intro. One day we're gearing up, and we go to roll out, and Jaime shows up, and he's wearing a pair of fucking jeans, old faded Levi's, goddamn tennis shoes, and a fucking brown t-shirt, right? And got his Kevlar on his head. It's not even latched. And I'm like, Jaime, man. I said, where's your flight suit, man? I'm like, dude, you're supposed to wear a fucking flight suit. I'm like, man, you know, if we get fucking hit, we get hit by a fucking IED, man, you know, you're gonna need that flight suit, dude. It's Nomex. It's gonna give you that, you know, that extra time to crawl out of this motherfucker, not get barbecued. And I give Jaime like a 5-10 minute lecture about why he should be wearing his goddamn flight suit. And Jaime's just like looking at me. Now look, the difference in a lot of these interpreters versus military people is the fucking Terps have done years. They can measure their tours in fucking years. So I don't know how many years Jaime had been working as a Terp, but he'd obviously been there for a while. Folks, a lot of these Terps in Iraq, Afghanistan, have been interpreters since the U.S. invaded both countries. They've seen more action, they know more shit than anybody in the U.S. military. Okay? And they go out fucking unarmed. That's the crazy thing, right? Now my interpreter in Afghanistan, my buddy Sammy, he fucking rolled armed. I made sure of it. But at least later in the conflict, no interpreters were carrying weapons. Maybe initially, but in Iraq, when I was there, they certainly didn't carry weapons. Afghanistan, they certainly didn't. But my guy did, because it was a smart thing to do, in violation of several policies. But fuck the policy. Anyhow, back to Jaime. So I'm explaining to this motherfucker about the benefits of wearing a flight suit. He listens to me. Sit there, whatever. After all this shit is over, he says, and he's got, you know, you got to put an Iraqi accent on here. I'm not going to do it any justice, but he said something like, Mr. Mark, the flight suit will not help you. If we get hit with the IED, the flight suit will not help you, Mr. Mark. And then he gets in the back seat. Gets in the back seat like nothing happened and we're ready to roll. Fucking Jaime. And I sat there and I thought about it. His just nonchalant approach to saying fuck it to all this, you know, this safety gear, his fucking body armor, he did not give a fuck. He was wearing body armor because he had to. But I guess people were so tired of dealing with this dude that they were so tired of telling him, hey man, put your flight suit on. They just let him roll. As long as he had a Kevlar and body armor, fucking whatever, you know. And that was that type of guy. But he just, Mr. Mark, the flight suit will not help you. And after I went back and I evaluated, I'm like, you know, I'm not saying it's, I mean, a flight suit's obviously better than nothing, but the guy was fucking right. If that fucking MRAP or that Humvee turned into a barbecue grill, the only thing that was going to save me was time. Specifically, the minimal amount of time that it took me to get outside of the barbecue grill would directly correlate to my increased chances of living. So it's sort of like when I look down, I guess what reminded me of that was I looked down, like when the bronchi came around, everybody's wearing masks. Why? Because that's what the government says. The minute the fucking government leaves, everybody takes their mask off and they're just living life. The mask ain't gonna save you, people. A mask isn't gonna help you. Taking out the middle seat of a plane's not gonna help you. You're in a pressurized tube. What is it? 8 pounds of pressure. In a pressurized tube, close proximity, breathing the same air your neighbor does. The mask and the fucking middle seat taken out is not gonna help you. Just don't believe the fucking hype. Don't believe the fucking hype. I guess that's what brought that up, but in the words of Jaime, the interpreter, the Iraqi interpreter in Fallujah, Iraq, Mr. Mark, the flight suit will not help you. Shout out to Jaime, man, wherever you're at in the world, brother. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that advice. I hope you're still alive, man. Because again, you're there a lot longer than anybody else. You and most interpreters. You've been out on more patrols than anybody in the U.S. military, because you went on every motherfucking patrol every day of the fucking year. You didn't get to return home and fucking oh shit, my tour's done. That's where you worked every day. Anyhow, big shout out to Jaime, man. I drink my fucking cheers, Jaime. Folks, life is good. They come up with a loaf of bread. She's fried up some chicken. We got the lettuce chopped up. And there's the vegetables. So I'm finna have me a salad and a chicken sandwich. I'm going full Monty on this meal. And to be honest, I don't think the Filipinos are excited at all. But that's just the way it's gonna be tonight.